like, my perspective of life is so different now to what it was like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even like 2 or 3 years ago. And I just thought of how many things I would do differently had I known how certain situations were going to turn out. So I thought I'd do a video, things that I would tell my younger self. Small boobs. So I've got small boobs, but I guess my perception of them now is differently. So when I was like in high school and everyone was going through puberty, and everyone was, getting boobs and stuff, and I wasn't getting boobs. All my friends had huge tits and I didn't have huge tits, and I was just like, why don't I have huge tits? And I used to be so self-conscious about it, and I used to like wear padded bras. Sometimes I used to wear 2 bras. I used to wear chicken fillets. I was always conscious, like when I went out, of what I was wearing and how my boobs looked. I used to wear like oversized clothes to hide the fact that I had small boobs. I used to wear scarves quite a lot so they'd fall in that area so you couldn't see that I had small boobs. And now I'm just like, I actually don't care. I mean, I still have small boobs. Sometimes we have to feel them just to double check that they're still there. But I still have small boobs, but I don't care. Saturday night I went out and I had like a see-through top, like a sheer top on. So obviously you could see what I had on underneath, and I had on like a little lace bra that didn't, do anything in terms of volumizing or accentuating or building cleavage or anything, but I just didn't care. And all those years that I spent when I was younger, stressing and obsessing and limiting myself from like going out and wearing certain things, that when you get to 27, you don't care. Guys don't even really care about that sort of stuff. There's guys that like small boobs, there's guys that like big boobs. Obviously guys like boobs in general. It doesn't really matter. No one cares that you've got small boobs. Next one, acne. So in my 30 before 30 video, I talked a little bit about having acne and how it affected me growing up. And I realised that acne for me wasn't really a problem until it was a problem for other people, until other people would comment on it. I got bullied a lot for having acne. I got bullied on social media. People will comment on my photographs and say, awful things about my skin. And that really got me down. But I never really, saw it as a problem until it was the people making the comments, until it was the comments on social media, the being bullied. That's what made me self-conscious, was more other people's reaction to it. So now I would tell myself that, as you get older, it does get better. You will find things that will help you to manage it and keep it down. But the real ones, they don't care what your skin looks like. All they care about is who you are as a person. Even to guys are not going to find you less attractive because you've got bad skin. I've done all right for myself. So stressing over footboys. At the time when I was in those different scenarios, that was like the biggest issue in my life. Like, oh my God, he hadn't texted me, he hadn't rung me back. My world's revolved around these idiots. And when you get older, you realise that there are bigger things in life. There are much more important things in life. And all that time that you spent stressing and fretting on those footboys is wasted moments of your life. Relationships. Now, I am quite happy in my own company and I am quite comfortable being single, but there was a lot of people around me like in my ear, like, oh, why are you single? Don't you want to be in a relationship? You need a boyfriend, you're running out of time to have kids, blah blah blah. So it put a lot of pressure on me to feel like I needed to be in a relationship, and that then resulted in me being in relationships with fuckboys or with guys who weren't right for me, and I got fucked around. So I would tell my younger self, if you want to be single, be single. If you are happy being single, be single. I'm single now, I'm 27, I'm living my best life. So there's some news for you. Break the rules. Now, I was one of those kids in school who did everything right. I always went to my lessons, I always had my uniform, done up correct, my tie done up, my blazer on. Always, was on time for all my lessons, attentive, punctual, everything. And then when I left school, I went to sixth form because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go into sixth form or you're supposed to go into college. And when I left college, I went to university because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to university and then get your degree so you can get an amazing job. And I just thought to myself, I wish I'd have like fucked off and just gone somewhere and got some work experience, travelled the world, done shit differently to what you're supposed to do, because I don't feel like I'm any better off from doing that stuff than I would have been if I hadn't. I feel like everybody is sort of on the same path to a certain point, but we just go about it different ways. And I feel like if I'd have known then what I know now, I would, instead of going this way about it, I'd have gone this way about it, because I feel like I've ended up at the same point, or maybe even behind to some of those people that, you know, took the alternative route to what I did. Dreams change. So when I was younger, you know, I thought I'd go, you know, do the whole education thing, get my degree, get a job, you know, have a boyfriend, settle down, start a family, get married, we'll buy a house together, we'll be living, you know, with our 2.3 children, running the 9 to 5. That was what I wanted for my life. Now I'm 27. I don't want to settle down. I don't want kids. I don't want a 9 to 5 job. I'm a free spirit. And I spent so much time when I was younger stressing and having this timeline of like life events that I wanted to fulfill, and being scared that I wasn't going to fulfill them on each, you know, age point, that I feel like I've wasted a lot of time. I've wasted a lot of time and energy trying to fulfill this timeline of events, and now that I'm 27, that timeline isn't even really what I want anymore. So dreams change. Your vision for life changes, your perspective changes. Depending on what experiences you have and whatever you go through, you start to see things differently. So whilst you're in the moment, enjoy the moment. Don't be stressing about the future and shit that you can't control and shit that you can't change and stuff that's happened. Your control is limited. There's external factors coming from everywhere. That's friends, that's other people, that's, you know, chances, opportunities. We're all just living life, working out one day at a time. Life is an experiment, right? Go through shit in a mixing bowl and see what the fuck happens, basically. There you go. That is some good knowledge.